Welcome back. One might say Trtan Back Time is the best segment on this show. Many wouldn't, but one might.
Two might.
Yeah.
There's a reason we're here, both of us today, Tom.
I know. I'm flattered. Thank you.
Bells and whistles.
All right. Unless they're going to point and laugh. Okay. October 20th, 1954, the musical Peter Pan opens on Broadway, starring Mary Martin as, of course, Peter, and Cyril Richard as Captain Hook, earning Tony Awards for both stars. It was based on Jan Barrie's 1904 play, Peter Pan, and his 1911 novelization of it, Peter and Wendy, okay? NBC did telecasts of the play in 1955, 56, and 60 with the same stars.
Yay!
Yes.
I own that VHS.
I love you too.
Yeah, that's a great.
It's so good.
I love it.
Hang on to that. Transfer it over onto see the DVD. All right. Happy birthday to Ugo Zacchini. Born October 20th, 1898. Italian-born circus performer, the human cannonball for Ringling Brothers Circus. He was shot 75 feet into the air, traveling a distance of 200 feet. There you see him.
Wow.
Leaving the cannon.
That's exciting.
October 21st, 1879, Thomas Edison succeeds in making his electric light. It had taken about 1,200 experiments and cost more than $40,000, about $850,000 in today's money. It operated for 13 hours. Very expensive light bulb. Although incandescent lights had been around for about 40 years, which people don't realize, Edison's was the first practical one.
Thank you so much, sir, for that invention.
Yes. Happy birthday to Dizzy Gillespie. John Burks Gillespie, born October 21st, 1917, American jazz trumpeter. Gillespie and Charlie Parker were major figures in the development of bebop and modern jazz. In 1963, he ran for U.S. president and promised that if he were elected, the White House would be renamed the Blues House, and his cabinet would be composed of Duke Ellington, Secretary of State, Miles Davis, the Director of the CIA, Max Roach, Secretary of Defense, Charles Mingus, Secretary of Peace, Ray Charles, Librarian of Congress, Louis Armstrong, Secretary of Agriculture, Mary Lou Williams, Ambassador to the Vatican, Thelonious Monk, the Traveling Ambassador, and Malcolm X, Attorney General, while his running mate would be Phyllis Diller.
I am all in on that.
Yes, okay, come on.
Come on.
Come back from the dead.
All right, October 22nd, 1895, the Montparnasse derailment occurred when the Granville-Paris Express overran the buffer stop at its Gare Montparnasse terminus at the end there. The driver was trying to make up for lost time and entered the station too fast. The train's air brakes failed to stop it. After running through the buffer stop, the train crossed the station concourse, smashed through the wall. The train fell onto the road below, where it stood on its nose. A woman in the street below was killed by falling masonry.
But only one casualty?
Only one.
Oh.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Sarah Bernhardt. Rosine Bernard, originally. Born October 22nd, French actress called Divine Sarah. She's considered the first great actress to appear in a motion picture in 1900. She suffered an injury to her knee when she leaped off a parapet during a performance of La Tosca. The mattress on which she was supposed to land was misplaced. She landed on the boards. The injury never properly healed and led to the eventual amputation of her leg in 1915. She continued her successful career after the amputation.
Good for her.
Yeah. October 23rd, Robert Bailey, a 19-year-old Maryland man, is sentenced to 6 months in jail for committing perjury after paying another man $200 to take the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SAT. Many of us have taken them. Take it for him. He eventually admitted his guilt. Suspicions arose after his substitute scored exceptionally high on the exam. Yeah. There's a good one. Happy birthday to Weird Al Yankovic. Alfred Matthew Yankovic is his name. born October 23rd, 1959. American Grammy-winning satirist, musician. Eat It from '83. I Lost on Jeopardy! '84. He was in UHF. And the Weird Al Yankovic story from 2022, which I've seen. It's very good. Very good.
Love that.
October 24th, 1939. The first nylon stockings go on sale in Wilmington, Delaware stores, but only to Wilmington residents. Stronger and cheaper than silk stockings, they were an instant hit. Wilmington was home of DuPont, where they were manufactured, and you had to prove you were a Wilmington resident in order to buy them.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, they went on sale to the general public the following May.
Well, there you go. Wilmington.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Gilda Gray, born October 24th, 1901. Polish-born American dancer and singer. She popularized the shimmy dance of the Roaring '20s. Okay, and finally this. You can put your heads together on this if you want to. What do a dog and a cell phone have in common?
A dog and a son. Oh gosh, I feel like
They track you.
they pee on you.
I hope you don't have that kind of phone. They both have caller ID.
Oh.
That's it.
There he
That's
is.
it. That's Trtan back time for this week.
Tom,
Thanks for coming in, both of you. That was
Thanks for
very
having me.
so many great stories today. Did I ever tell you my Phyllis Diller story? You talked about Phyllis Diller being part of the
vice president.
Yes,
To Dizzy Gillespie.
which I'm in. I saw her, so thankful I did, in the national tour of Cinderella in Dallas,
Really?
where she played the wicked stepmother.
Oh, she would be perfect. That laugh.
Can I tell you, I've never seen a show. In the middle of the first act, she's doing the scene. She stops the show, comes forward, does 20 minutes of a comic stand-up set in the middle of the show, and the whole cast is on stage frozen in place as she does comedy. It goes right back into the scene.
What, do you think that
That
was
is-
planned or
I don't know. It was
impromptu?
amazing.
There's a tale of Al Jolson being in Broadway shows, and he would stop in the middle of it, and he would say, "Folks, you want to see the rest of the play? The guy gets the girl, or do you want to hear Jolie sing?"
Yes.
And that he would stop a Broadway show and sing for people. So
Wow.
she's following in a great tradition.
I think when you get to that level of Phyllis Diller.
I was going to say, yeah.
And the whole cast kind of knew it. They were just stand frozen in place. She did her comedy. The audience was, I mean, seriously crying with laughter. And then she stepped backwards and she went, "Now listen here, Cinderella." Right back into the
Now
scene.
listen.
that would
Cinderella.
be a show that would go off the rails with her in that role. Absolutely, that'd be.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere. So much more fun coming up after this. I'm so glad I saw that show.